Hey Adrian, how's it going? I'm gonna blast through this bit of feedback because I've got a stinking cold and I'm gonna keep just having a sneezing fit. So apologies if that happens as well. Um, but yeah, let me take a look at how you're doing with this. So this looks okay. I think just make sure that your shoulder here, so your right shoulder is kind of away from your ears as much as you can. But this looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that looks okay. But actually, we've missed a major component of this. So it looks like your looks like your hips are on the ground. So you need to lift your hips up. So it should be your right knee is on the ground here, and then your the back of your right forearm. You can also play around with having your forearm down to the ground, but that's slightly different. But it's fine. But yeah, you need to be bridging your hips up. You should feel a lot more load than going into your obliques. Cool. With this bench stuff, I think like it sounds like you're doing some good playing around with the technique. This is like probably in the realms of like just individual stuff. So I would encourage you to play. I think it's all good to play around with. I'll try to see what you mean by this like flaring the lats. I know this definitely wouldn't work for some people, so I just want to see what exactly it looks like on for you. It definitely wouldn't work for me. I've tried this before, and it kind of it's a very much like properly like flaring your lats as a protracted motion. So I'm interested to see what it looks like on you. With the with this one, what do you mean by hips are tight? Is as in like this pain, or it's just hard to warm up, or it's hard to get in the right position? Like what exactly do you mean by that? Um, I would also suggest that it might take some time to get used to training in that microcycle structure. So my instinct is to say, excuse me, stick with it for another. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm not gonna sneeze. I'm all fucked up. Sorry, Adrian. Um, Stick with it for another couple of weeks. Let's see how it goes. There we go. It happened. All right, what was I saying? Yeah, I would stick with it for a little bit, see how it goes. And good. Yeah, I think let me just get into this video because otherwise I'm gonna just keep sneezing. So this looks okay. Actually, this already might be a tiny bit better on the hips. Can't necessarily tell. Maybe I'm lying. I think certainly by next week I would hope to see a little bit of different. Maybe I think I'm lying a little bit. I think there's not a huge amount of difference there. Alright, so this is the bit more bulldoggy grip and the flared lats. So this is not this is the opposite of a flared lat. This is a retracted lat, right? So I'm not exactly sure what we're talking about there. It's also entirely possible that Alex is a fucking idiot and doesn't understand what flared means, but we'll work with that. So it kind of looks like, from what I'm seeing here, that you're retracting and depressing your scaps more, which is fine and a much more normal thing to be doing. It's definitely not flaring your lats. Just for the record, flaring your lats is like what the bodybuilders do when they spread their shoulder blades. So it's the opposite of retracting. So that's quite funny. But this looks, I do quite like this position. I think obviously, yeah, you do struggle to unrack it.
But this is just you retracting a bit more and depressing your shoulder blades, which is a good thing and does pair quite well usually as well with this like slightly more internally rotated wrist position. Um, yeah, hilariously, definitely not flared. Okay, this looks okay. Good. This looks strong for you. I like this retracted position. What you'll find is that if you change benches, the way that you retract and the exact position changes a bit as well. So be aware of that effect. But this looks good. I like this. It's a nice little change. All right, Adrian. Yeah, answer my questions about the deadlift thing, and we'll make a decision about that. And I'm going to go because I'm going to sneeze again. But thanks for the videos, and I will see you next week.